bewildered at Hopkins' tactics.
Come here. I tell you, I don't want any rough tactics. I don't want to take any points or disqualify either one of you, understand? Between fight. Let's go, time in.
You heard Freddie Roach tell Hopkins, right hand, or feint right hand, left hook. It'll work all night.
Bernard's most effective punch is and usually has always been back and back, and then throwing a right hand at the knee just like that with his head bent down at the same time. That's his most effective. He doesn't put a flow of combinations together, but he's very effective with that right hand.
All right, bring on.
Partially effective because you have to worry about the head and the right hand at the same time.
Absolutely.
Calzaghe dropping his hands. Trying to rush Hopkins the way he was so successfully able to do against Jeff Lacey of the United States a couple of years ago. Hopkins fighting off the ropes with his counter-punching accuracy.
Yeah, and it seems to me continuing to land the cleaner, more effective punches, although in this round not landing as many of them.
Stop. Let's go.
And I think my point about Hopkins being the bigger man is proven out as they stand and face each other in the ring. The one-inch height advantage we knew about. But he's stronger in the upper body than Calzaghe.
Yeah, you know, when they had the weigh-in, which they request you to do, you don't have to do it mandatorily. When you come to the arena, I think they said Calzaghe weighed 181 tonight. Bernard refused to weigh in tonight for the second weigh-in.
That's why we showed you no unofficial weights.
Watch your foot.
Southpaw against a conventional fighter. The lead feet will often get tangled up. And you heard Joe Cortez saying, watch your foot. Now, Hopkins, for some reason, stands in a neutral corner to watch the round card girl come in, and then finally turns away to walk to his own corner.
Okay. Steve. He started using the things. He's dropping his head when he talks out. Right up.
Right? Move the other way. Move the other way, but you be reluctant to do any combinations. He doesn't mind them. What's that meant to speak on? In between.
Yeah, okay.
Here you see Bernard land a right hand, and as he usually does, he follows up not with a left hook like he would. We use it with physical tactics, such as hitting it with his head or shoulders. But he's been successful with it most of his career, and if he can get away with it, more power to him.
Then he hits Calzaghe from behind in the ear, and that's when Cortez pulled them together and had a discussion with them, saying he didn't want any roughhousing tactics. CompuBox numbers in the fourth round. Hopkins, 7 of 29. Calzaghe, 14 out of 51. So the numbers are beginning to favor Calzaghe in every round. But as Max Kellerman points out, the numbers don't necessarily reflect who lands the cleaner, more identifiable shots.
Well, at this stage now, Calzaghe seems to have gotten more comfortable with the rhythm and flow of the fight, and is setting the tempo, and Bernard is losing his balance. He can't time Calzaghe as good as he would earlier, and he's the one that's getting off balance himself a little bit right here.
When Calzaghe drops his hands in front of his opponent and does that showboaty kind of stuff, it's generally an indication that he's feeling comfortable and ready to start really doing his thing. I'm surprised when he does that, Hopkins doesn't punch.
Don't hold the head down, man. Let's go.
That time, Calzaghe very concertedly covering up inside to make sure Hopkins didn't land anything. More and more, Calzaghe is concentrating on trying to develop combat from the outside and avoiding it inside.
But you know, Jim, as you said, the more identifiable punches, whenever I see sweat flying, it's generally flying off of Calzaghe's face due to a clean shot from Hopkins.
Although Calzaghe landed a good striking left hand in that last exchange.
Indeed.
Let's go, let's fight.
Calzaghe seems much more relaxed now than in the first couple of rounds.
Well, he's pretty figured out now that Bernard's biggest weapon is just simply that one short right hand lead that he throws when he pushes his head in. And beyond that, Bernard is not having a good flow of anything else.
Stop. Stop.
It's fascinating. Hopkins is quite vocal in saying, I have to win the fight in the middle of the ring. For the last 2 rounds, he has circled the ring with his back to the ropes constantly. Maybe he didn't mean that he had to win the fight in the middle of the ring. Or maybe he likes the way he's fighting off the ropes.
But he's been fighting very good. And the right hand that he knocked Calzaghe down was similar to the right hand he really knocked out really for the most part, Robert Allen.
Stop right there.
Now we see some deception in Hopkins' defense. He talked about before the fight the old Jersey Joe Walcott turning, making it look as though he's walking away, and then coming back with a quick right hand left hook. He's starting to take that Walcott posture, if not throw the punches.
Good right hand to the body by Hopkins there. Earlier, Calzaghe landed a good straight left hand to the body and the left upstairs. Calzaghe getting in more punches and a good left hand that clocks Hopkins before the bell. Hopkins felt the need to fight back after the bell.
I just found your method of fighting. I just found the method of fighting now.
Later tonight, West Coast viewers can catch the latest installment of Real Sports, featuring an interview with presidential candidate Barack Obama on his love of basketball.
I can't imagine more fun than having a good pickup basketball game.
With Hillary Clinton, perhaps. East Coast viewers can see a replay of the show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And April 29, it's a special live edition of Costas Now. Bob Costas leads a town hall-style discussion into the relationship between sports and media. Bucks numbers on power shots in round 5. Hopkins 10 out of 31, Calzaghe 11 out of 32. In other words, virtually even.
And Calzaghe gave his fans something to sing about that round, apparently, Jim.
Or maybe they just wanted to sing. It's become a repeating pattern of Calzaghe stalking Hopkins as Hopkins circles the ring with his back near the ropes and looks for counter-punching opportunities.
This could be a difficult fight to score because Calzaghe looks very comfortable. He's coming in, but he doesn't have any power. His punches are just a little flurries inside. Bernard lands the cleaner punches, but Bernard only would throw one punch and then smother you right away after that. So it can be a very rough fight to score.
Calzaghe is starting to make his left hand produce music upstairs. Landing more solidly, landing more consistently than in the first 2 rounds. Remember, in case you joined us late, there was a knockdown in round 1. Bernard Hopkins catching Joe Calzaghe in the middle of the face with a perfect right-hand counter shot and dumping him onto his butt.
Break out, please.
Calzaghe is putting more pressure on Bernard than any fighter that I can recall in years. He's coming to him all the time, and Bernard is having problems trying to time him now. And I'm surprised that Calzaghe hasn't stepped back and shot a left uppercut when Bernard goes forward, because Bernard runs in with his head down every time.
Hard right-hand body shot by Hopkins amid a flurry by Calzaghe.
There certainly has been a momentum shift over the last couple rounds, where Calzaghe seems to be more effective and Bernard throwing even fewer punches than he did earlier. Although there caught Calzaghe.
Good left-hand counter by Bernard there. Now Calzaghe is beginning to regain confidence in his jab. Couldn't land it early in the fight. Switched to throwing the straight left hand lead. Now follows up with the straight left hand and catches Hopkins against the ropes. Hopkins coming forward with his head while throwing a right hand body shot.
One punch. He throws one punch and lunges forward with his head usually consistently. And I'm surprised Calzaghe is really not fighting a smart fight either. Even though he's competitive, he could easily, by moving and boxing in and out a little bit, he could fight a much smarter fight.
Now Calzaghe starts to get the kind of spirited combat he wants. Cortez throws Calzaghe to the floor, pulling him off.